Welcome back, everybody, to week 6 of Meet Me at the Coffee Pot with our NFL picks. I'll start off last week. I had a nice little comeback, kind of, sort of, not really. But I went 9-7, which brings my total to 41-39. So just 2 games above 500.
So I went 7-9. No, 9-7, just like you. 2 games. But what I was thinking is how close was that Ravens game? That would have really gone from like a great week to like we're above 500. So I am looking at the wrong paper. 46-36 overall for the year, and I am 2-3 on my locks.
I went 8-8. That Ravens game would have been awesome if it would have swung half a point.
Just kick the extra point.
Yeah, right. But I went 8-8, and my total for the year is 46-38. I have more games, but that's because I have a couple of perfect scores.
Points.
And just for the rules wise, well, we are taking the percentage, right? So right now I think Dub would be in the lead based on the fact that I have 2 extra losses. But yeah,
but it's a neck and neck race.
We're killing it right now. It's awesome.
We got 11 more weeks.
Oh, that's true.
Not even halfway through, huh?
Yeah, we have a long time.
I'm exhausted already.
Thank goodness. Don't go too fast, football season. We need you.
Yeah, I know, right? All right. So today is Thursday. For anyone wondering, we did tweet out our game picks for Thursday night football. I had Tampa Bay winning 27-21, but
you copied Will.
What's that?
For the record, you copied Will.
Oh, there's no way I copied Will.
I mean, okay.
My picture was up first. No, I don't think you copied, but we did have the same score, 27-21 Bucks.
And the whole time I was thinking, because I was literally at Costco, and then so I was like, all right, if it makes you any happy, I'll go 22. And I was going to go 22-28, just so it's still like a 6-point thing.
No, you can't change it. You can't.
No, I'm not. But in my head, I was like, all right, I'll just change it that way so it's not like too close. But like I didn't say it, and that ended up being the final score. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So Philadelphia +7 hit, so we're off to a 1-0 start, which is going to be needed for this week. A lot of close games, I think. Kind of a lot of.
I'm on one. I will say I picked Tampa to win. I thought they would win big.
Hey, they were winning big. They were winning big, and then all of a sudden, Jalen Hurts decided to make it a game. So.
Well, they went for 2 because of analytics.
Yeah, analytics.
I'm glad they did. I was really cheering for them, but I was like, that's stupid.
I honestly think you go for 2 on that one.
I do too.
Doug hates analytics.
Get the ball back. So
Doug's like a OG football guy where he's like, who cares about the math? You go for 1, unless you
Listen, all right, if you want to get into it, we'll get into it. But if you're going to be a team that goes for 2 all the time, that's different. That's fine. And it was a little different tonight because there was about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. It's a little different. But going for 2 in the third quarter or the first half and just throwing away a point, especially in college football, because NFL extra points aren't automatic now in bad weather, but especially in college football, it directly had Syracuse lose last week that they just threw away a point for no reason in the third quarter with 3 minutes left to go in the third quarter.
How much did
they go down?
How much did they lose by?
They scored – hold on. They scored a touchdown with 21 seconds left. That extra point would have won the game. But instead, they had to kick the extra point and go to overtime, and then they lost. So they lost by 3 in overtime.
Yeah, okay. That's different. So college football is different. I think in the NFL, if you're down 14, towards the end of the game, you go for 2. I think that's
for sure. And Philly they're 4 for 4 on going for 2. So if you're that hot, just keep rolling with it until you're not. I don't know. Whatever.
I just think the thumb rule should be never go for 2 unless you have to, and then you should deviate off game situation, be like, okay, no, I really think it should be. Instead of just like, we'll go for 2 randomly and then not get it.
All right.
Okay. Anyways, all right. So moving on.
Let's go to London.
Let's go to London. Hell yeah, I love London.
Is there another London game?
Yeah, it's a London game this week.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even know that. So this is going to be news to me.
All the lads are going to be in London this week. And another great game for the London fan base, right? We really do them a lot of favors. By
Hey,
giving
last week was a great game, though. That was a great game for them.
I was listening to another podcast, and they were saying the best game ever in London was the St. Louis Rams versus the New England Patriots. And at the time, both teams were 3-4. No, like, there's never been a game in London where both teams have a winning record. We just
Really?
send the shittiest teams over.
That's wild. You'd think that would just accidentally happen at some point.
No, they just send the worst teams over.
Huh.
So this week, speaking of worst teams, Miami, very bad. They're not doing well this season. And the 0-5 Jacksonville Jaguars. There's a lot of stuff going on with Urban Meyer. Everyone's heard
Caught
of
a
that.
break. Caught a big one.
Yeah, right? The Eagles saved them.
Yeah. They were like, all right, this Urban Meyer's going down. Oh, you know what? John Gruden? Let's just toss him down too. Yeah.
All right. I think the team pulls together, right? I think the Jacksonville Jaguars come together in their mutual dislike and disrespect of Urban Meyer, because I don't think the team likes him. I think as a whole,
They don't respect him.
Trevor Lawrence doesn't like him. He snitched on Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, that was hilarious. They were going against each other, going like back and forth. He was
Yeah.
like, oh, that's Trevor Lawrence's fault. He wasn't comfortable. He's like, no, I was comfortable.
Yeah.
I felt good.
And he's like, I'm desperate. And then Trevor Lawrence was like, in his press conference, he's like, yeah, well, you can't get desperate. They were going back and
He's
forth.
like being the mature one.
They're so bad. Either way, I think the team does not like Urban Meyer. I think they come together in their mutual dislike of Urban Meyer. And I think they not only come away with the cover, I think they come away with the win. I have Jacksonville winning 23-20 in London. Jacksonville +3. Yeah, I didn't mention, but the 3-point spread. I got Jacksonville +3. I have them winning outright.
All right, I'm right there with you. So I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, Dub, but I'm right there with you. I got the Jags +3. Jags win 26-24. Let's go, Jags.
I like the way Jacoby Brissett's playing. Although Tampa won 45-17, it's one of those weird things where if you watch that game, it was actually closer than that. I think that the Dolphins are a way better coach team, and I think that on the road in London, that's a big distraction. That's a ton of travel, all that stuff. I think I'm taking the better coach team, the more adhesive team. I'm taking the Dolphins to win. Dolphins 28, Jags 21, Miami -3.
Oh, no faith.
I will agree with you. I don't think Jacoby Brissett is a huge step down from Tua.
I really don't think he is.
Oh, it's right there. Same guy. All right.
I think it's just hopeful thinking on our part. I don't know why, but the Jags look good to me this week too. They just did.
Like, I'm bad.
I mean, it's a home game for them.
I don't know if it's because I was a Rams fan while they were very bad, but like every week I'm like, oh, I like these horrible teams to win, and I'm bad at it. Anyways, keep going. You'll see.
All right, Dub, you want to take the next one? Or you want me to take the next one?
You go ahead.
All right, so next I had Packers at the Bears. The Bears, I want to say, shocked me a little bit, but at the same time, Las Vegas was going through a whole lot last week with all the Gruden stuff. They kind of seemed confused. They played really bad, and the Bears did just enough to get that win. With that being said, there's no way they do that to the Packers. So give me the Packers at -4.5. Packers win 28-16.
Dodgers just scored. Sorry.
What's that?
Dodgers just scored 2-1.
You sure? Because I have a 1 and 2 count, and the guy's just getting into the batter box. So
Turner just scored. All right. Sorry.
I'm on a delay here.
That's okay. So I was just saying Green Bay -4.5. Green Bay wins 28-16.
I think it's going to be closer than you think. I don't think the Green Bay offense is blowing anybody out of the water, and I think the Bears are going to run the ball and kind of try to keep it close at home, and I think it's just one of those classic kind of closer divisional games. So I have the Packers winning, but I have Chicago covering. Packers 27, Bears 23.
I agree with both of you. I think I do think Green Bay covers, but I think it's a closer game. I have Green Bay winning 30-23. I think it's maybe like 27-23 and like in the fourth quarter, Green Bay scores that field goal to make it 30-23, and that's where it ends. So I have Green Bay minus 4.5, 30-23.
All right. Bengals on the road against Rios' second favorite team, the Detroit Lions. I really like the way Joe Burrow's looking, and Jamar Chase is like on pace to be the offensive rookie of the year right now, man. He's been going crazy. He looks awesome.
That game last week was awesome.
That was oh my gosh.
Game. It was bad.
It was one. Yeah, I can't tell if it was good or bad, but it was crazy.
Well, I mean, like just like big time plays. There was a lot of big time plays, and then that was just like kind of garbage. But it was fun.
It was back and forth, obviously, with all those missed kicks at the end. It was crazy. But
right?
I think that the Lions defense is actually playing well, and they're keeping games close, and they just haven't really put it all together yet to beat teams. And I don't think they have it this week, just because I like the way that Bengals offense is playing, and I think they're going to be able to put up points. So I have the Bengals covering. Cincinnati's a 3.5-point favorite. I have Bengals 30, Lions 20.
Go ahead, fellas.
Well, I agree with you. I'm right there too. Cincinnati covers at 3.5. At Cincinnati winning 24-17. I kind of think it's going to be a close game. And then fourth quarter, same type of thing. Joey Burrows takes him down, scores a go-ahead touchdown, and Lions can't respond.
All right. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I missed Jared Goff or Dan Campbell cried. So I think like maybe his team rallies behind the crying head coach.
A lot of rallying teams for you this week.
We're rallying. 0-5 teams rallying behind the head coach this week. I have Detroit winning outright 24-23 at home. Give me the Lions plus 3.5. Give me the Lions plus 3.5. Dan Campbell cried. He cried.
I like him. He's nuts.
Yeah, he's a stud. He's huge.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna skip the next game just so I can do the Rams game, and then you guys can handle the Houston game. But the Rams are playing in the Meadowlands this week. They are a 9.5-point favorite. The Giants are beat up. They're Saquon's out. Daniel Jones is out. Their defense is beat up. I think, and I wish it wasn't that messed up, but I think the Rams are going to go in. They're going to handle their business, and I think it's going to be a fairly easy win just because the Giants are so injured right now. So I have the Rams winning 35-7, covering easy.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think the Giants are going to be able to keep up at all. Rams 31, Giants 21.
So I heard a report that maybe Danny Jones plays, but even if he does play, I don't think he's – yeah, exactly. I don't know. Why would they risk him playing to play against the Rams when they know they're going to lose either way? I don't know. Just don't rush him to come back, in my opinion. But, yeah, kind of one of those bigger spreads. I also have the Rams covering that 9.5. Rams 31. I gave Giants a 20-point pity party, but Rams still get it done and get it done easily.
Well, I can take this Colts game.
Yep.
So Texans are on the road with the Colts. Colts lost a heartbreaker. They kind of had like an epic collapse in the fourth quarter and ended up losing in overtime. The defense was just exhausted and at the end there, and Lamar kind of had his way.
Woke up.
Huh?
Lamar kind of just woke up.
Yeah.
Play football again.
Played an amazing second half. The Texans looked better, a little better last week against the Patriots. I just think it's a 10-point spread. Houston is underdogs by 10 points, and I just think with two bad teams in a division game, that's a little too much. So I'm taking Houston plus 10, Colts to win, Colts 20, Texans 13.
I'm going to go ahead and ride off of that just because I'm so close. I completely agree. Divisional game, I think it's closer. I have Colts 21, Houston 13.
Oh.
So I'm right there as well with you guys. Give me Texans plus 10. I have Texans 17, Colts 26.
Right there.
All right. So next, we're gonna move down to Kansas City at Washington. Man, what's your honest opinion of Kansas City right now? Losing to good teams, or is it?
I think they'll sort it out and be fine.
There's so much talent there. There's so
But
much
that,
talent on that team that they're gonna figure it out.
yeah, that's true. They have to kind of. I mean, like, they'd be, I don't know. They went to Super Bowl twice, back to back. So I'm pretty sure they'll figure it out. But I think they come back. Well, so let's say they're playing Washington this week. And right now, Kansas City is favored -7. So I kind of don't know what to think about the Washington football team anymore. I had high hopes for them last week. They kind of let me down with the Saints. Um, but I think either way, whoever Kansas City kind of played this week was going to be in for it. I think Kansas City has a chip on their shoulder, and I think they're going to come out to freaking dog walk whoever. So give me Kansas City -7, 35-17.
They have a pretty similar score. And one thing I think about the Washington football team is that their defense has been a disappointment. Not
Oh,
only have they been bad, they were supposed to be one of the better ones in the entire NFL. And they've been bad. And I think the Chiefs are going to score a ton of points. So I have the Chiefs winning 34-20.
All right. I had so usually like with the games like this where you guys both already talked about it, I just will say my score, but I do want to talk about what's going on with the Washington defense.
Right.
They pretty much brought the same team that they brought last year that they had last year. Last year their defense, I mean, they were studs, like
yeah,
the
kept
pass
them
rush
in
was
game.
there, the secondary was there. They brought back, I forgot his name, probably because I've been drinking beers online watching these football games and baseball games, but they brought back that corner that's supposed to be pretty good, and they got, I mean, the same defensive coordinator. Um, I don't understand why they're so much worse this year than they were last. They can't get a pass rush. They're getting beat up. So, and I agree with you guys. I do have Kansas City covering. I have them covering 35-26. Um, I want to know what's going on with that defense. I don't understand why they're so much worse than last year, even though they brought back pretty much the entire defense.
It's kind of funny that you mentioned that too, because I like how we kind of just skipped over the fact that Kansas City's defense is kind of non-existent at this point too, right?
I
They
mean,
haven't been great.
they have not
But
been.
that offense, in theory, it shouldn't matter. Like this Washington defense has been so bad that they're not going to be able to keep up with that Kansas City offense.
I agree.
I mean,
Okay.
yeah, Mahomes and Heineke aren't exactly the same tier.
All right. Rios, you're next.
Sure. We are in Carolina. Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings are in Carolina playing against Sam Darnold. The Panthers kind of fell off. They started 3-0. They looked really good, and I think they started playing better teams, and they didn't look as good as they did when they were playing bad teams. Kind of like the Broncos, but that's completely different. The spread is 1 point, and that's what makes I think Carolina's good. I think Minnesota's better though. I have Minnesota winning 25-23. Minnesota -1. I want to see. I don't know if Carolina's for real or not. I want to see how they play. I think they have a decent team, but when they play these teams that are legit, I don't know how well they're gonna play. So I'm excited to see how they compete against these better teams.
Yeah, I looked at it and I think the Vikings will win, and it's only a 1 point spread, so I have the Vikings covering. They've played, even in their losses this year, they've been close. So I think the Vikings will turn it around and still challenge for the division. So I have Minnesota -1, Vikings 24, Panthers 21.
We're right there.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's gonna be a really close game. I really do. I think it's gonna be like 1 point spread. Like that's basically a money line game. So I don't know why. I just thought I was gonna roll with the Panthers this week. I don't know what I thought. All right, let me be honest. I just don't know. Like these, they're good teams, and then they're not. So I just went with the Panthers +1. I think they get it done. Give me the Panthers 28-27. But same thing. I agree with you guys. It's going to be a really close game. Go either way. But this one, for some reason, the Panthers were just calling my name. All right. Dub, you're next.
Sure. So we're getting into a stretch of games that I found challenging to pick. So the next up I have is Chargers at Ravens. Like we said, Ravens won in overtime last week after Lamar kind of woke up in the second half. The Chargers scored 700 points last week against the Browns, and they every time. I mean, that game we can get into it, but that game was just back. It was like what offense is going to possess the ball last because neither defense is going to stop either team right now. It was pretty wild. I like the Chargers being able to put up points on that Ravens defense, which hasn't been super stellar and gave up 400 yards to Carson Wentz last week. I have the Chargers winning outright as 3-point underdogs. Chargers 31, Ravens 27.
So I can go right off of that too. I completely agree. I don't think the Ravens can't just play like 1.5 quarters against the Chargers. They do that, they're probably going to get blown out. Will they? I don't think so. I think they probably got their bell rung a little bit last week, and they know that, oh hey, like this is the NFL. Like you can't just put it together last minute and pull the wind out of your ass, basically. But with that being said, I think the Chargers are a good team, and if you're going to give me points, and hopefully you have the Ravens catch a loss, so my division looks a little bit better for me, I'm gonna take it, right? So give me the Chargers +3, also with the outright win, 28-24.
No, I'm gonna just roll with it. I have the Chargers 29-24. I'm right there. I don't understand the Chargers being the underdog here. Honestly, I thought the Chargers were the better team either way. So I really like that. And last week, I really thought that the Cleveland defense is they have Myles Garrett. They have a good defensive line. They have a good secondary. I think they're a good defense, and the Chargers were lighting it up. So I like the Chargers 29-24.
Max Scherzer is closing.
That's awesome.
All right, so next is our all basically hometown game. We have the Cardinals at the Browns right now. Currently, the Cardinals are a 3-point dog, the only undefeated team left in the NFL.
No respect.
In the underdog, yeah. And you know what? The Cardinals would beat really good teams. Why are they an underdog? I don't know. Maybe because Chandler Jones isn't playing. He's on the COVID list. That's the only reason I can think of. I mean, Chandler Jones is a monster, having a great year and stuff. But I think the defense
missed the ground ball down the third base line. Just popped right out of his glove. Really bad. Scherzer's gonna murder him because Scherzer's a But keep going. Not bad.
No, but I think that the defense is still complete without Chandler Jones. That secondary is nasty. That line's still going to be just as good. Well, probably not just as good because Chandler Jones is a monster. But I'm gonna go with the Cardinals at +3. And I think they went outright as well too. Maybe again because it's AFC North, and I don't like the Browns to be up there, but. I'm going to take the Cardinals 27-23. Give me the Cardinals +3.
I'm taking the hometown team, Cardinals +3. After seeing what that Browns defense was able to muster up effort-wise against the Chargers, I think that Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury are going to be able to outscore the Browns, although I think it will be a high-scoring game. So I have the Cardinals 37, Browns 30.
Awesome. I have the Browns 30 points as well, but I have Arizona 26. I think Arizona's coming off of like a stretch of intense divisional games. They played the Rams, they played the 49ers. They had to compete, and I think Cleveland came off. They had a dud last week. Their defense, they didn't compete. Myles Garrett got shut down. I don't think it happens again. I think their defense steps up. I mean, 26 points isn't really their defense stepping up, but I think they slow them down enough for Cleveland's offense to get some points and score. Cleveland 30, Arizona 26. I have Cleveland -3. So I guess I'm a Browns fan this week.
Who's that?
At least historically bad teams that I just love cheering for.
Well, cheer for the Bills then.
Yeah, I am this week. Vegas in Denver. This one was rough for me. I think Denver's in kind of a slump. Um, they started 3-0, so I wouldn't say it was a slump just because the teams that they played were literally the worst teams in the league.
All
Um,
defeated. No wins between those first three.
exactly.
Defeated.
So, and the issue is Vegas has a lot going on right now with everything going on with Gruden. It's kind of a mess over there. However, I think Denver's offense is bad. I don't think they're going to score a lot of points. The spread is 3.5, and I think Denver wins by 3. I have Denver 20-17.
Yeah, I have a low scoring, kind of close divisional game too. Denver's offense isn't good, but I don't think the Raiders, with everything that's going on, are going to be able to do a ton. There might be that like weird, like when you put in the rookie quarterback and there's like a boost. They might have that weird like coach got fired, rally the team boost, but I just think that Broncos take care of business at home just barely. So I have them winning by 4. Raiders 20, Broncos 24.
So mine's kind of like the opposite score there. I'm taking the Raiders at plus 3.5, and I actually have them winning the game too, 24-21. I don't know. I think exactly what you said is going to happen. That Gruden got fired. That hey, we got our dicks kicked in last week against the freaking Bears. Like, let's get it together. Let's try to prove that we're still a good team. And I don't think the Broncos are much of that. So I think the Raiders are kind of going to play a little angry, a little sad, a little jaded. So I think they come in and they get it done. They win 24-21. So just give me the Raiders plus 3.5. Why not? I'll take them.
Boom. Shout out Marcos.
Yeah, shout out Marcos. All
All
right.
right. Cowboys at Patriots. This came down to me to New England has not been able to score many points this year. Their defense has been pretty stingy, but New England has scored 25 points twice against Houston and New York, and they haven't gotten out of the teens in any other game. And Dallas last 3 weeks have gone 41, 36, 44. They're playing really well right now, and I just think Dallas offense overpowers whatever the Patriots can put up. Dallas is a 3.5 point favorite on the road, and I have them winning 31-18.
I got Dallas my 3.5. Dallas 28, New England 20. I think their offense just outpowers them.
I'm right there with you guys. I think the Cowboys cover.
That's game.
Oh man, I'm on delay. It's only strike 2.
Dude, when you were talking about like
I saw you like.
when you were talking about the Dodgers starting off with all their like bullpen and then having their I never thought Max Scherzer would come in and close the 9th inning.
I know it's just a backwards game.
All right.
Sorry, Carlos.
No, that's okay. I agree with you guys.
It's always during Carlos's pick too.
No, exactly right. I'm always trying to talk, and I'm like, fuck, like, all right, go ahead. I'm not gonna interrupt you guys now. But
Going to the LCS, guys.
there wasn't much anything else I was gonna add to that, except the Cowboys. I don't know, whatever. They're gonna win this game, and I have them covering the 3.5, 26-21. So next, all right, we have the Seattle Seahawks at my Pittsburgh Steelers. As we all know, Seattle was coming off a tough loss last week, losing their starting quarterback for up to 6 weeks because he decided to high five Aaron Donald, which just wasn't smart. It's just not smart. No one should ever do that. If you're playing opposite teams with Aaron Donald, just don't do it. And my Pittsburgh defense was looking good last week, so I don't think. Oh, so I guess I should start off with Pittsburgh is favored -5 at home right now. When I first saw it, I was kind of surprised. I was like, oh man, why are we favored by so much? But then I thought about it, and like Seattle's kind of banged up. Their defense isn't that great, and we're at home, so it just makes perfect sense to me to take my Pittsburgh Steelers -5. We get it done. I don't think Seattle's gonna be able to put up very much points. So we win 28-16. Give me Pittsburgh -5.
I agree with you. I'm taking Pittsburgh -5, but it's not because I have confidence in the Steelers. It's because I have lack of confidence in Geno Smith. Steelers at home, 27. Seahawks, 20.
Um, I don't know.
Geno
I
Smith's going to throw a pick six in that game. Just saying.
I think Big Ben's so bad. I think the Steelers are bad. Honestly, I think the Steelers are bad. And no offense, Carlos, you guys had so much success.
We've been good for so long. I'm not sad.
You guys have been good for a very long time, so I don't think this will show your feelings. But I think they are bad now. I think the defense is decent, but the offense is bad. I think Big Ben is past his prime. But I also think Seattle's bad, especially with that Russell Wilson. However, I think it's going to be a crazy game. Seattle games are always crazy. You know, there's double punts and all this crazy stuff going on, interceptions and fumbles. I think Pittsburgh wins, and I think they win 25-24 in some crazy weird game. Give me Seattle +5. I think it's a lot of points for weird teams like this. I think both teams are weird, and I think Seattle's going to make it close.
I think it's funny you say that. I mean, our offense is obviously struggling. We just lost Juju, but I mean,
He's
how
been
much was
sucking
he
all
really
year.
doing? Yeah, how much was he really doing anyways?
Right.
We have a lot of problems on the offensive line, I think is what it is. In years past, we've always had the same kind of like core people with like DeCastro and Pouncey and Villanueva and stuff, but like this year, it's all like basically new people, and it's hard to win games with a bad offensive line. So
Yeah. I do like Najee. What kind of?
I just
Yeah, me
don't
too.
think he's playing as good as he can just because our offensive line is struggling.
I think he's been good.
I think he's
Yeah,
been
I don't
good
think
for.
he's been bad, but I think he can be a whole lot better.
I agree.
But
I think he's good for the O line you have.
yeah, oh yeah, 100%.
All right. Will, give us Monday night. What's going on?
All right. I would be amiss, is that a word, if I didn't mention this real quick. Since we're talking about Buffalo things, let me just say real quick, NHL season started yesterday. The Sabres should be the worst team in the league, and they probably will be, but they won 5-1 tonight over Montreal. Go Sabres.
My Preds gave the Kraken their first win ever.
I saw that. It's very
History
dramatic
was made-
moment there.
History was made in Nashville.
Yeah. All right, Bills on the road at the Titans. I think I really got the analysis of the Bills Sunday night football game right last week when I said I thought the Bills defense was going to be what the difference was. Now, the Kansas City offense kind of just like losing players and giving up these massive plays was also a factor of them not playing well. But I really like the way the Bills defense is looking. And I think that, you know, what's interesting is they didn't send a single blitz last week. And they're the only team to have done that since the Stat Gen era or whatever, since 2018 when they do all these advanced statistics. And it worked out for them. And I think they're going to completely adapt this week, stack the box, and make Ryan Tannehill beat them. I don't think he's going to. I like the way the defense is playing. And I think the offense is going to continue to be able to put up their points. I have the Bills. They're 5.5-point road favorites, and I have them covering Bills 34, Titans 21.
I think this spread is too small. Tennessee's defense is bad. They've given up infinity points. Buffalo's offense is awesome, obviously, and Buffalo's defense, honestly, like the improvement. Oh, I don't know how much. I mean, I know you did, but as far as our listeners and Cordova, I don't know, you probably do too. But the defense from last year's defense, the improvement is ridiculous. Like they've gotten so much better.
It's a way bigger leap than the offense.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I like Buffalo. I think, I would kill for a Buffalo LA Rams Super Bowl this year, and I honestly think it's a possibility. But I think Buffalo scores a lot of points. Tennessee defense is bad. I have Buffalo 38, Tennessee 26. Buffalo covers 5.5. And I'm being
generous.
I'm being generous with the amount of points that Tennessee's scoring. I think they score garbage touchdowns towards the end.
King Henry in that fourth quarter is the whole, like, you're trying to tackle like four guys in one.
I don't think it makes a difference.
Exactly. I don't either. I think by the time it gets to the fourth quarter, the Bills might even have like third stringers in or something like that, and like they're already gonna. So my score, just to get out of the way, I have the Bills covering at -5.5. Bills 34, Titans 26. I wouldn't be surprised by a fourth quarter that comes around and the Bills already have 34 points and the Titans are sitting at like 10 or something, and then they're giving other guys a little bit of playing time, resting up a little bit, and then even still, then Tennessee only puts up 16 more points against 13 guys, but I don't know. That Bills team is looking scary.
I think that's going to be the key. You don't get in a situation in the fourth quarter where King Henry's running you down because they can't afford to just run, and they need to score early and make Tannehill try to catch up.
The Bills are a wagon, dude. They are very good this year. The only thing that I think is stopping the Bills, and I'm obviously thinking 15 weeks ahead, but the only thing I think is stopping the Bills is the Kansas City Chiefs, who they dominated last week. But I do think in the NFL, it's very hard to beat a team twice in a season, especially a team as talented as Kansas City. I am very excited, and I hope it happens. But a Kansas City, a playoff, an AFC Championship game in Buffalo, Kansas City in Buffalo, they're both snow teams. It's gonna be awesome. I hope that happens so much. Like I really want that to happen.
Me too. Hey, the official since the merger stat of the week is that the Bills are the first team since the merger after 5 games to lead the league in offensive points per game, defensive points allowed per game, and turnover differential.
Hey, awesome. You're killing it.
Got to keep it rolling.
Yeah.
All right, so we're ready for locks.
Yep.
Since Deb and I both had the same record last week, the tiebreaker was that he did hit his lock and I did not. So he gets to go first.
It's a miracle. So I'm trying to get back to 500 with my locks. I think I can do it this week. I felt better after we went over the game and everyone agreed with me. I'm taking Dallas on the road against New England. Dallas is -3.5, and my score was Dallas 31, New England 18. I think that Cowboys offense overpowers the Patriots.
Hellos.
Fair enough. All right. So mine, I'm going with my hometown team here in Arizona with the Cardinals +3 over the Browns. I know Dub and I agreed on that one. Rios thinks the Browns get it done over there, but I just think the Cardinals are still looking hot, and I'm hopeful. I need the Browns to lose, so it's a little bit of best of both worlds for me right there.
And I'm gonna keep it in that same window. I like the Chargers over Baltimore. I think especially with points, Chargers +3 in Baltimore. I think the Chargers are a good team. So I got the Chargers.
So we have
against Baltimore.
We have 2 dogs and a favorite this week for locks, huh?
Yeah.
All right. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see.
Of course.
All right, gentlemen, good luck.
I don't know. I did that. I'm surprised the Chargers are a dog in this game.
Me too.
Well, same thing with the Cardinals.
I feel
like
Vegas knows something that I don't know, and that's why they're gonna screw me over in this game. But we'll see.
Yeah, it's always an excitement, right?
Yep.
All righty, everybody. Thank you very much for following along this late into the year, only 6 weeks, right? But I'll send it over to Mr. Dub if you want to give our little Twitter plug.
Go Dodgers.
Go Dodgers. Go Sabres. So the Twitter is @meet@coffeepot. Is that right?
@meet@coffeepot. Yep.
Hey, once I said it, it sounded too long, didn't it?
But it's right.
Meet me at the Coffee Pot podcast.
It'll be right there. I don't know where we are.
Yeah, it's @meet. It's @meet@coffeepot. It'll be in the video there. So
do this.
Follow us on there. We post our Thursday night pick up there, and the link to the video. So you can find it there.
Yep. Also, hopefully, one of our friends, he was at my wedding. You guys probably met him. He has his own sports podcast thing. Hopefully, I will be on his show sometime soon, and so keep an ear out for that. We'll tweet about it for sure, and then we might have him on our show.
Yeah, for sure. He's more than invited if he wants to come on.
So we can have him make some picks and make fun of him because
Celebrity pick.
Yeah,
Celebrity pick of the week, huh?
celebrity pick of the week.
All right, sounds good.
All right. Good luck this week, guys.
Good luck to you guys. All right, we'll see you guys next week. Peace.